Alright guys, so today I'm going to take you on a tour of Big Red 714's Forsaken Stronghold house. This is another house that I've scouted ahead of time, so I kind of know exactly what's going on with it already. I just want to show you guys around. Before I do, I want to mention that this is a house, Big Red 714 is actually not someone I knew prior to this. This is actually someone who was referred to me by someone in the community who said, "Hey, your house is great. You should tell Wonderboy." So I really appreciate that. Whoever that was that referred him to me, thank you very much. I definitely encourage that. I love seeing great houses, and I love sharing them with you all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look around. So upon entry, you see bookcases on either side of the courtyard. You see these books just kind of strewn about here. So let's take a closer look at some of the bookcases here. So you look and you see that we've got several bookcases stacked on top of each other to give the appearance of a larger kind of like grand library sort of bookcase. You also see that he's kind of varied using filled versions versus unfilled versions, and occasionally doing a little bit of custom adding of books just to kind of liven it up, not make it look super repetitive, which I think is an excellent choice because you know, 6 of the same exact setup bookcase would get pretty old and weird. Again, here a little bit of variance, and then over here we've got much larger setups of bookcases, all in the same style. Looks really well done. Here, this bookcase here has got a contract pinned to it, and we've got the Azura statue shrine set up here with the Argonian trees of light flanking it on either side. And again, another bookcase. And here in the center, we've got this Khajiit rug hanging from the roof there, in front of a brazier where a Bantam Guar is sitting on a cushion. It does appear the cushion is floating just a smidge. Aside from that, it's kind of neat. I'm not entirely sure what's supposed to be going on here, but it looks good anyway. So we'll take a look now around. Oh yes, we got to show you this. Well, we got this Dwarven Spider here popping up out of the ground, which is cool. But what's really cool here is this sort of Dwemer rock golem spider thing going on. Really excellent choices in terms of what rocks and how they're placed. It totally looks legit. I'm told this is a play on one of the bosses out of Arthurian Archives, AA. I personally am not familiar with the boss. I think I've seen about 2 feet of that dungeon. Trial, I should say. And so I don't know from experience, regardless of whether or not this actually looks like a boss in there, it does look freaking awesome. Really well done, and I think this is a really great house to have something like that in as well. And we come down this path here, and you'll see that he's got all the Mundus stones lining the sides of this path. So if you happen to have Big Red 714 on your friends list or one of your guilds or otherwise have access to his house, you can come here and respec your Mundus stone quite easily. So that's a nice little perk of being this guy's friend. And here we've got a little jumperoo puzzle kind of thing set up here. And yep, you all get to laugh at me sucking at jumping. And success. So I only failed once getting up there. So that's the little jumping puzzle he's got set up for us there. And the top row here, nothing kind of going on in this upper level of the house. Had to take a look, you know, just to see. Up in the tower here, pretty basic, just a brazier, stack of wood to fuel the brazier with. And back here, not a lot going on. Got this kind of monument thing, the little hedge, and the well. And we'll take a quick look around the side to make sure we're not missing anything around the side here. And nothing really going on. Do have a an awning set up here, nothing under it. And we got the path up here. It's going to lead us up into the tower. Along the way, we've got the dye station with some lighting from this Redguard street lamp. And a little crate here, and some more lighting. And finally on into the tower, which is not normally accessible without building a special path like that. And we've got some of our crafting up here. The clothing, woodworking, and blacksmithing are chilling out up in the tower. And we also get a really nice view of the courtyard and the house. Really, this view makes coming up into this tower completely worth it. Just get a really nice distance shot of the entire house and, for the most part, the entire property. As we were jumping down there, we did notice that the tree that overhangs the bookshelves is not rooted in the back. Generally speaking, you're not really going to go back there to notice that, and you could say, well, the tree's balancing on the top of the bookcase anyway. In any case, I'm going to allow it in terms of an acceptable exception to things obeying physics when they should. Because stylistically it looks good from the front, it's absolutely believable, and the back is, while not completely blocked off, you really aren't encouraged to go back there. There's not a lot of opening. It's not, it's nothing telling you, oh yeah, go back here. So looks good, and it works. Alright, so that's going to do it for the exterior. Oh, I lied. There's this part here we have to cover real quick. So we've got, over here we've got our cooking station. We've got a scamp, or Banekin rather, hanging out here on the table. And he's got a pumpkin and some soup next to him. Knife. I really wouldn't keep a Banekin near a knife. That's just asking for trouble, frankly, but it is what it is. And over here we've got the banker chilling out with the skooma bubbler and this other alchemical device, the name of which I am at a loss for right now. We've got this nice dwarven piece here, which works really well on the natural stone of the house. Dwarf stuff with stone just really works. And we'll notice the lion medallion over the door there, as well as the Redguard curtains, providing a little bit of accent. So now for the interior. Upon entry, we notice we've got this orcish statue here, and we'll notice he's holding a sword. Well, that sword looks mighty familiar. Isn't that the Ansei sword? Well, it is, and no, the statue's not holding that by default. The statue does hold a sword by default, which you can see here when we kind of peek around the back. You can see the sword that it normally holds. Big Red has cleverly put the Ansei sword in front of it, while making it look like it is being completely and properly gripped by the orc. And as a bonus, the sword's still usable, so you can break it and repair it and kind of play with that a bit. We've also got the we've got a bust here over the brazier on a homemade shelf, and one here on the opposite side as well. And both of the busts are of bosses of a similar type. So if you don't look super carefully, you would almost say, hey, that's the same bust. But it's not. They are, in fact, two different busts. But they have excellent symmetry because of their similar look. And we've got some random clutter here, backpack of Oz, stack of wrapped materials of some sort. So to the right here, we've got this really spectacular throne room. We've got this path leading us to the throne, skulls flanking either side of the entrance. And the real highlight of this throne room is these trees that are set up in here with the dream shards floating all around and inside of the foliage, casting their light in such a way as to take the purple and transform it into, in some cases, blue, different shades of purple, kind of lavender, and spots that are more brightly lit. Everything looks pink. So taken these more or less monocolored trees and given them a lot of different shades through the use of dream shards. And aside from just looking good, I can totally accept the dream shards floating in space near the tree because dream shards are a magical item. Therefore, totally cool with them floating, and it really, really works. This is a really cool effect, really well done, and I think the throne room was a really cool choice for a place to use that effect. Coming up on the throne itself, of course, we see a sweet roll on there because when you rule, sometimes you just got to have yourself a sweet roll, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. And then over here, we've got a seating area for peasants or other lower ranking people with a kind of modest red guard curtain backdrop. Not as impressive as the rest of the room, and of course, the same thing on the opposite side as well. So again, really awesome throne room. Biggest highlight is the trees with the dream shards. The light cast on the trees just does wonderful things. Really awesome idea. Totally repeatable. Will make any house look cool. So over here, this spot here is pretty basic. Just a nice painting on the wall, little area to sit, table with a vase and a candle. Orcish candle horn, really large candle, kind of crazy, looks cool, and it's an Orcish home, so obviously it fits. And here we've got the kitchen / dining room, and I'm told that, where there's the phrase, oh, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Well, at this house, you can. Big Red has gone ahead and put a horse here on the table, or on the chopping block, perhaps we should call it. Horse is currently alive, though not likely to remain so for very long, as it is just about dinner time at this home, and that horse is for dinner. But you can also see that everything in this room is pretty well placed, nicely done. It's a very well stocked kind of kitchen area. And you'll also see over here we've got a live pig roasting over the fire. When it holds still, it looks completely believable. When it's moving, it looks a little less believable, perhaps a little bit disturbing to be roasting a live pig, but we're about to serve a mostly live horse as well, so why not? And over here we've got some regular kind of storage areas set up. One thing I will say is that Sparrow Rack is typically ceiling mounted. I mean, it is flush against the wall, so we could buy that it's mounted into the wall ish. I'd really like to see it ceiling mounted because that's the way it's set up. It looks a little less believable when it's not. However, it's not too bad. And a trunk. And we've got some glassware here and a soul gem and a backpack. Got the hanging lantern there. And a little more crafting going on in this back part of this room here with our alchemy and enchanting tables and some dream shards providing a bit of kind of magical glow back here. Alright, that's it for the downstairs. We'll head now to the upstairs and have us a little look around. So over here we have what I'm told is baby storage. Not entirely sure how I feel from a moral standpoint of having babies stored in a cage, but at the same time you don't want those little critters to get away, so maybe it's all for the best. At least they do have proper cradles as well. I'm not sure that they should be in there with a candle, but let your kids learn their lessons the hard way and at an early age, am I right? So we've got the Nord street lamps here on the inside. Street lamps on the inside is always an interesting choice. I think in this particular situation it kind of works. We kind of got the divider here, causing two sides to the room, and you've got the lantern hanging on either side. So I kind of like the way that plays out. And we've got a eagle medallion here with a dream shard set into it. And for anybody who thinks that this medallion is floating, it is not. You'll notice it is anchored into the top beam, so it's totally legit. I got the Redguard bed wide here, which is just a messy bed. And a painting here on the wall, vase on an empty cupboard type thing. And here we've got a shrine of sorts kind of set up, various sigils, candles, kind of associated items, and a wolf pup, because why the hell not? And this here is what I am told is referred to as the Lusty Argonian bedroom set. I'm not completely familiar with the exact text of the Lusty Argonian Maid. However, do know that it's this game's equivalent of porn. And you can tell there's been quite the romp in this room, and almost certainly some S&M going on, as we've got the kind of the empty person cage here, the proper name of which I cannot remember off the top of my head. And we've got this this torture table as well. And then we've got this large Dwemer piece here, which we saw outside as well. A couple chandeliers anchored nicely into the ceiling. And of course a nice painting on the wall. This bedroom is extremely well lit, almost too well lit for a bedroom. Very, very bright in here. Not to mention the almost certain fire situation going on here with candles that close to a bed, which seems to be covered in burlap bags, which would be extremely flammable, if I'm not mistaken. Just looks like a fire waiting to happen. It looks good visually, make no mistake. Just saying, it looks like a fire waiting to happen. It's a good thing this house is made of stone. And as we noticed before, nothing going on in this level of the exterior. Looking over the courtyard one more time from this side. But we do have one more area to visit. That'll be the lower portion of the tower. So we'll take a look here. And we'll peek back one more time at the back side of the really cool stone spider. Again, really nicely done. So into the base of the tower here. And we've got a trophy room set up. As you can see here, kind of an interesting choice here. We've got the Hircine statue tilted and protruding from the wall. Another dream shard set behind it to give this section of wall a nice glow. I think it works really well, especially since Hircine is the Daedric Lord of the Daedric Prince of the Hunt, and father of werewolves, etc., etc. So having him in a room with trophies really, really works, both visually and thematically. And having the Daedric book here works quite well as well. As you can see, just really cool displays of things in here. That's it. So like I said, this has been Big Red 714's Forsaken Stronghold house. Big Red's going to have the link to this. So if you like this house, give some love to Big Red in the comments. And like I mentioned at the top, this Big Red was actually referred to me by somebody in Zone Chat who saw his house. It's like, hey, you should tell Wonder Boy. Again, so if you have seen any great houses, if you happen to see great houses, by all means, refer them to me. Refer me to them. I love seeing great houses. I love sharing them with you all. So thank you very much to whoever did that. And thank you in advance to anybody else who will do that. And I hope you all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, have fun.